Hi, I'm Rita. Welcome back to my YouTube channel, Life Worth Reading. And welcome to a new reading vlog. In this vlog, I will finally be reading a book that I have been talking about non-stop for months at this point, and we are finally going to do it. This will be just a regular weekly vlog. Today is a Monday. It's actually the last week of February, which is really insane. And I have just come back from a little weekend getaway, which was really nice. I spent Saturday and Sunday away from home because it was actually my 4-year anniversary with my boyfriend, which is just really excited. I was so happy to be able to celebrate that, even though the weather was really bad and we didn't have the greatest time because of that, but it was still very nice. And yeah, it was just a really great time. But now it is Monday. We are back to reality. We are back to working for university and stuff. And so this will be just like a regular weekly reading vlog. Today I will be studying for a little bit. I've come back from my classes. It is afternoon now. So I will be studying for like an hour because yeah, I really need to get my shit together. Like this weekend I just didn't do anything, so I really need to get everything done. And what else did I want to tell you? Oh yeah, I'm going to be talking about my TBR for the week. I have a book that I'm going to start. I'm not planning on finishing this at all because it is ginormous, but I really do need to get this started, and that is The Tin Drum by Günter Grass. This was in my February TBR because, hello, this is absolutely ginormous. Like, this is 700 pages, and I really do need to get this started for a class that I'm taking. So I'm gonna need to read like almost 100 pages a day for this to work. So we're just going to try our best. This book is about our main character Oscar, and this is about the before, during, and after Second World War in Germany. And yeah, I'm excited. I'm also kind of frightened to get into this, but yeah, I really do need to get this done, so I'm at least going to start it. And then also I have Nightcrawling by Lila Motley. This is it. This is the week where I'm reading this. This will no longer pass me by. I am finally going to be reading this book, and honestly I think it'll flow rather nicely. This is less than 300 pages. This is 270 pages. I think that I can read this week, and I'm just very excited about it. I'm excited to get into it. I'm excited to finally finish this book. I think I'll be giving it 5 stars, so we'll see about that. I hope that does happen. Then I still have a few library books to read. I have 3 library books. I mean, The Tin Drum is also a library book, but I'm not counting it. So I have 3 other books that I need to read before I can give them back to my library. And also, I think that I'll be starting on my Kindle, which is over there, Natural Beauty by Ling Ling Huang, because that is the 20-something book club for February, and I still haven't started it. So I also need to get that done on my Kindle. And that's kind of like my general TBR for the week. Obviously, I don't think I'm going to finish 3 books. I would love to before February ends. The Tin Drum, I'm definitely not going to finish before March. Like, that's just not happening. But maybe I can finish Nightcrawling and Natural Beauty. That would be great. And that's kind of it. That's kind of like my introduction clip for this reading vlog. I hope that you enjoy watching, and let's get a lot of reading done, and hopefully at least this book we have to give it 5 stars, because this has just been the it girl on my TBR. This has just been everything. So I really need to get this done, and I am very hopeful that I will love it. Like, my bookmark is already in here. This is my favorite bookmark at the moment. I've been using it for all my like favorite reads when I'm reading more than a book at once, and so it's already marked. So yeah, I'm really excited about this one, and I hope that I just have a good reading week. Honestly, I've been kind of stressed lately, but I'm hopeful that this will be like a getting my shit together week where I read a lot and where I can get stuff done. With that being said, I need to go study now for a little bit, and I will see you later when I do start, I think, Nightcrawling, because that's the most interesting book, so I'm definitely going to start that today. Hi friends, I come to talk to you to update you on my reading of Nightcrawling. I started it a little bit before dinner, and I am now up to page 55, and I'm just really loving this. I think that I am going to tab it. I don't usually tab my books, but I have already underlined some things, and it's just like the writing is really working for me. I'm really loving this so far. I'm going to read a little bit more now before bed, just like 1 or 2 chapters, but I am making good progress in it. Like, I'm just really enjoying this book, and I'm going to take it with me to uni tomorrow, and I'm going to keep reading it. I have a lunch break where I usually get a lot of reading done, so I am going to bring this book with me, and I'm hopeful that I'll actually make like some good amount of progress in it. And I'm just happy that I'm enjoying this book because I had hyped it up for myself for the longest time. So the fact that it is corresponding to my expectations of it is really great. And yeah, like we just see Marcus and Kiara, and they're really struggling. Marcus is the older brother and Kiara is 17. And Marcus doesn't really want to get a job, but like they're really struggling financially. They can't make their rent. And so Kiara starts doing something. I mean, I'm 50 pages in. I don't think it's a spoiler to say, but if you don't want to know anything about this book, I would skip this. But she has started having intercourse for money, which is really awful at this young age. And I don't think that's what's going to end up happening, because in the synopsis we see that she starts night crawling. So I think that this is just a gateway to get to there, but it's already really upsetting and really sad. And yeah, I don't really know what happened to the dad yet, but the mom, from what I understood, tried to commit S-word and was saved, but now she's serving, I think, time. We don't fully know what's going on yet, but yeah, I'm just really enjoying this book, even though it is quite sad. It is quite depressing, but I am enjoying it. So I am going to keep reading now before bed, and then I'll take this with me tomorrow, and I'll just keep reading more. Guys, oh my god, I haven't talked to you in a little bit. Today's Wednesday, and as you can tell, I am not doing good. I woke up sick yesterday. I still feel quite sick today, and I am just going through it. I'm gonna be honest, I'm just absolutely going through it. I still went to university yesterday all day, but today I only had 1 class, and actually my professor like missed a class and he said he was going to give it online, and I thought, great. That's amazing, because I am not feeling good. But I have taken some medication, and what I have been doing is I have been reading. I am now up to page 180, which means that I have about like 80 pages left, and Nightcrawling is starting to get really real. For some reason, I thought that Nightcrawling was like those creepy people and like those reporters that at night search for crimes and bad things that are happening on the streets in order to sell that information to newspapers and to police. And I thought that this was going to be about that Kiara was going to start selling information to the police in order to survive, but it's really not. As I mentioned right at the beginning, she starts being out on the streets and selling herself, which is really upsetting. Just really upsetting. And it's just the way that it goes. So she starts being out on the streets, and she gets involved with the Oakland police, and her name is mentioned in this investigation, or not publicly mentioned, but the people within the investigation know that it was her. All of this is in the synopsis. I just totally misunderstood what a Nightcrawling was. Apparently it's really not what I thought, so I apologize for that. But the writing is absolutely beautiful. I have been tabbing some things, not a lot because I'm not a big tabber, but I have been underlining some passages, And it's just like the writing is just really, really, really beautiful. And yeah, I'm really in love with the writing and the way that it is. And yeah, just Kiara is really, really struggling. We found out that the mother was taken away after an S-word attempt, but that's not all that happened. Like, we find out why. She has actually been kind of arrested, and that's also really upsetting. And it's just like so sad, the life that Kiara has to lead. It is just really, really sad. Like, that's all that I can say. I am going to finish it today. I have been reading quite a lot. It doesn't feel heavy at all to read. In terms of themes, yes, but it doesn't feel like exhausting to read. Like, it's actually really, really easy and compulsively readable. So I am really excited to finish this book today, and I am going to give it 5 stars. Like, I just know it has to be a 5 stars. Like, I'm just absolutely in love with the writing, the characters, the reality of the situation, and yeah, I'm just obsessed with it. So that's my reading update. But I am going to go to my library very quickly, because I need to give back some books and I need to pick up a non-fiction book for school. And so I am going to be giving back Aesop's Fables, because this book like has been taking a lot of space, and it's just another book that I have taken out of the library at the moment. So I'm going to give it back. And then I'm also going to give it back Vu Wong's Unsolicited Advice for Murderers and Black Cake, 2 books that I have read from my February TBR, books that are done, and I need all the space I can get. So I am going to give those back. I am only going to pick up 1 book, the book that I actually need. Hopefully. It never happens. I always walk out with more, but it just has to happen. Like, I can't pick out any more books. But yeah, I am absolutely going through it, but I am reading, and I'm going to finish Nightcrawling today. And yeah, I'm going to go to the library and I'll film for a little bit, and then we'll come back and we'll keep reading more. Guys, I legitimately look god awful today. I'm wearing my Futurama t-shirt and I just look awful, and honestly I still feel kind of awful. I'm feeling a little bit better, but tonight was also really rough. I didn't get a lot of sleep because last night I had a fever, and so this morning I woke up still feeling like trash. I'm feeling a little bit better now because I have taken my medication. But yeah, I'm just kind of going through it still. So I had to miss university today, but I still have a lot of work to do. So I just waited in the morning until I could feel a little bit better. And now I just have a lot of things that I have to do. But I do want to update you that yesterday, before I got a little bit worse, I ended up finishing Nightcrawling, and I didn't film a lot because yeah, I wasn't feeling my best, I wasn't looking my best. But I really love this book. I gave it 5 stars. This was one of my favorite books ever. I had a feeling it would be, but just the writing is just amazing. Like, Layla Motley is so talented, and reading the author's note at the end saying that this is based on true stories and something that did happen within the Oakland Police Department, and it's just so much more meaningful that she took a story that is true and she just wrote about how much young Black women suffer at the hands of the cities that they live in, and especially within the hands of people that are supposed to keep them safe, but we all know that's just not what happens. And this was just so heartbreaking. Like, some things happened towards the end, and I'm like, I don't know how she has the strength to keep going, because everything just got awful. The relationship that she has with her younger neighbor, Trevor, he's like 9 years old, and their relationship is just so sweet. And the way she always takes care of him, even when he's like abandoned by his mom. And it's just like so much responsibility when she's just 17. Like, she shouldn't be feeling this way. She shouldn't be having to deal with all these issues. And there were just so many moments where, I don't know, I could see it all happening. The writing was just absolutely incredible. Like, I tabbed so much of it, and I'm not usually a tabber, but I underlined so many things, and I don't know. It's just so unbelievably great. And I want to read you like a passage, but I'm scared to pick one that could be, I'm scared to read you one that could be like a spoiler or something. Okay, I'm going to read you one of this, and he's Kiara is talking to Tony. He's like a friend of her brother's that really likes her, but she doesn't exactly feel the same way. And she says this: I think in the other world that midnight reveals, the place where everybody walks a little different, there is a version of us where I'm okay with Tony being everything, holding everything. Not a better world, but one where we are content with this, where there is no chase, and I let him grieve after me. And I let him grieve me after so many years of my back spinning, repeatedly walking away from him and wishing he wouldn't follow. As I keep saying, the writing in this is just phenomenal. The relationships here, it also has a lot of great queer rep, which I didn't exactly know going in, but we have like trans rep, and we have like sapphic queer rep. And I just really highly recommend this. I think that everyone should read this. It is a beautiful book. It broke my heart, and it just, yeah, it's like I was so right about this, and that feels so great, because I'm not usually always right about the books that I say are going to be 5 stars, but this one I was absolutely right. Like, this blew me away, and I don't know, it was just amazing. Definitely one of my favorites of the year. I'm sorry, the lighting is just, anyway. And also, I have started The Tin Drum by Günter Grass. I have read 2 chapters. I'm only on page 40, which is criminal. I'm hoping to read at least 100 pages today, because yeah, like I need to be reading like at least 100 pages a day so I could end this in like a week. Yeah, that would be great. So that's kind of what I have going on. But I have read another book off my physical TBR. So I have read 12 books this year, and if I count the books that I actually have on like my physical TBR, I have read 3. So I have read 1/4, right? I think so. Yeah, 1/4. So 1/4 of the books were off of my physical TBR, which is very, very exciting. I'm still going to continue on with that next month. I have to film my TBR tomorrow. Hopefully I'll be better, because my voice is really annoying. And yeah, right now I'm just going to go work and study while the ibuprofen is still in effect and I'm feeling a little bit better. I'm going to work so I can relax later on. So that's what I'm going to do. Oh, and also, it's way over there, but the book that I got yesterday from the library was Gender Trouble by Judith Butler, because I'm doing a project for cultural studies about identity and gender, and my professor recommended Judith Butler, so that's what I went to get. Okay, now let's go work. Hello friends, I haven't spoken to you in a while because I was editing this vlog and I realized that I just never finished it because I was sick, and so I'm here many days later to actually wrap up the vlog and just to do an outro clip. Honestly, I put together the footage that I had already had just to see if it was enough to stand on its own, and I think that it is. So instead of just trying to continue it for the sake of continuing it, I think that I'm just going to end it here like I should have done. But yeah, I got sick and I was feeling quite terrible, and then during that weekend I had a project to do for university, for a class, and it was a video that I had to edit, and so it actually took me a long time to edit, and it was very laborious and it's very boring. I'm not going to talk about it, but yeah, it just took me all weekend and I was still trying to feel better, and then this week just went by so fast that I just never did an outro clip, and I'm sorry for that. But just to bring back to what I did read, I read Nightcrawling. I haven't finished the book since, but I did read Nightcrawling. It was one of my favorite books of the year. It was so amazing, and I've talked about it at length during the vlog, so I'm not going to go very into it here, but just to reinforce that this really was amazing, and you definitely should read it if you're interested in this kind of contemporary but a little bit more literary. Like, the writing in this really does stand out, so if you're interested, I definitely recommend it. It was an incredible book to end February on. And then also to give you an update, I did not read Natural Beauty by Ling Huang. I still need to read it, but I actually realized that I was going to read that book for a themed vlog that's coming at the end of the month, and I hadn't realized that before when I told you that I was going to read it, and so I'm saving it for that themed vlog that I'm going to be doing, and that's why I didn't read it in this vlog. Also, I haven't finished the book since. I haven't been reading a lot because of just work and me trying to get better. And also to give you another update on The Tin Drum, which I started during this vlog, I am currently on page 243. I have finished the first book out of the 3 that are inside of this one. It's very strange so far. I talk a little bit more about it in my March TBR, but it has quite a, not really a surreal, but it has like a different vibe to it than just like a historical fiction. There are some elements that are very strange and not very natural or human. So it is a strange book, but I am currently still reading it. I have to actually make some progress in it, but yeah, it's just very daunting, and the writing is not the fastest to read. It doesn't flow as nicely as I would like it to. But yeah, that's basically what I've been reading this week. I also started another book that I had from my library because I mentioned that I have 3 library books to read, so I'm currently reading this one. This is by a Portuguese author. It's called A History of Rome, or A History of Rome, and it's about this couple and they're reuniting 10 years after their breakup, I guess. I'm enjoying it, but some parts are very cliche, so it's not a favorite read of mine. But yeah, I've read 100 pages, so I'm a third of the way in, and I'm still making progress in it. I'm hopeful that I'll finish it tomorrow or this weekend so I can give it back. And honestly, that's it. It's a new month. I am finally feeling better, but also my mental health, I've been struggling a little bit lately, but that's a conversation for another day. But in any case, I'm sorry that I didn't do all the things that I said that I was going to do, but I did read a 5-star book, and that's honestly already quite incredible. And thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more bookish content, and I'll see you in my next video. I hope you have a nice day, and always remember that life is worth reading.